What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Siren Frost. You all know me very well, hopefully. And today, we're going to be continuing on doing our deck profiles from the Pale Moon to, to the Dark Zone. So we've done Pale Moon, 2 Pale Moon decks, and then we're doing a secondary Dark Irregular deck. This is going to be featuring the updated version of Blade Wings, and just with some new stuff from set 8. Some of them you may have already seen before, and there's just some new support, so it's not really that big of a thing, but yeah, so listen. I've always liked Dark Irregulars mainly because of soul charging, and they're most of their ideals is just very vampiric and just very dark, which how my personality sometimes is, which I'm very happy for. So anyways, without any further ado, let's get on the deck profile. So for grade 0s, for my starter, we're playing Greedy Hand, the infamous Dark Irregular grade 0, Greedy Hand. Greedy Hand has been around for a very long time. Like, he's been one of our classic Dark Irregular starters. Now, there's also Nightmareland Assassin or Weretigre Fanatica you can probably use in this deck. But let's just go back to the old classic ways, because classic usually is like the momentum of it. So we're starting with Greedy Hand, so Counterblast 1 moves into Soul. And then you can search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 unit and place it into the Soul. Which I think is a very grade 2 or less, grade 2 or less Dark Irregular and place it into the Soul. So that's a free Soul charge right there. And just let everyone know ahead of time, I do not play Doreen in this deck. Like, I know she's a very good card to play. However, there are slight possibilities that she does not. She's a 6k attacker, okay? And I know her ability is pretty OP, depending on how much you can do soul charging, but it just takes so much time. And if you write her as a Vanguard, it should be only a 6k body. So to me, it just doesn't make no sense. And plus, we're experiencing new Dark Irregular units, so it's not really a bad thing. So yeah, we're playing the casual Greedy Hand. Next, for triggers, we're playing 12 crits and 4 heals. So, well, excuse me, you stupid little card. Sorry, guys. One of the cards was trying to escape. So, we're playing 4 copies of Alice Nightmareland. There will be another deck profile, but at that time, it's going to be the third one's going to be a debut, featuring the Nightmareland series, which I think I make a deck around. It's not big of a deal, but I think it'd be fun. And so we're playing 4 heals and then 12 crits. So we're playing 4 copies of Dark Knight of Nightmareland, 4 Blitzritters, and then we're playing 4 copies of Weretigre Fanatica. So that's 12 crits and 4 heals. So that's just not really a surprise. Lately, I've been going back to my old school 12 crit deck series, ever since Shadow Paladin with the Aura Geyser. And I know how much all of you guys loved that deck profile. Like, you guys thought it was a shits. And I'm still thinking about doing a deck profile once the new Shadow Paladin stuff comes out. So stay with me on that one. There will be a lot more deck profiles coming out of that one. And for right now, guys, this is set 8 we're doing. So we're doing a lot of debuting upgrades. So for grade 1s, we're playing 4 copies of Blade Wing Rodbiss. Now, I've seen a lot of people don't even see about playing her, but she is a Blade Wing, and her ability is not as bad. So active skill is, but is in their soul. If you have a Vanguard with Blade Wing in its card name, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Search for up to 2 cards with Blade Wing in their names. From among them, reveal them to your opponent, put them into one in your hand, and put one of them into her soul. And then put the rest of the cards in the you looked into the drop zone. So 1 card goes in the drop zone, 1 card goes to the hand, and 1 card goes to the soul. So it does soul charge a crap ton. And it does straighten your hand too. So it's not really as bad as people think it is. And I don't know why people have so many doubts about her. Next, we're playing 4 complete guards, flat breakers. I don't play Succubus of Avarice in this deck, just because she's mainly for Shaharat. She's mainly for the Darkness series. And at the time, I only had 1, so now I have 3 total, so I'm looking for 1 more. So that's a splendid thing to look up on. Next, we're playing 4 Stride Enablers, Succubus of Pure Love, just because we're going to be trying to stride more heavy in this deck. And then 2 Dimension Creepers, because Dimension Creeper is the shits. Like, as long as he's in your soul, you soul blast him, and then you soul charge, you put him into your drop zone from the soul, and then soul charge too. So this will also straight amplify your deck to more soul charging. Now the sad downfall is, yeah, you may lose a few crits or triggers or heals here and there, but eventually you're gonna get what you need so you can do more damage. So it's not really a big bad thing, but it's a big 50-50 chance that you might get a lot of triggers in your deck. A lot of triggers or not. So there's just a possibility of it. Next for grade 2s, we're playing 4 copies of Bladewing Sykes. I think he's by far the better grade 2 for Bladewings, mainly because of his first skill. When his unit is placed in a rearguard circle, if you vanguard a Bladewing in its name, soul charge 1. However, the soul part, for active soul, that's the fun part. Put this unit into your drop zone. If you have a vanguard Bladewing in its name, soul charge 2. Basically has the same ability as Dimension Creeper. They both have to come from the soul and go into the drop zone and then replenish your soul with soul charge 2. So either way, Sykes is going to help you get a soul charge no matter what you try to do. Like if it goes in a rear guard or it goes in the soul, whatever it takes, as long as you have him in the soul, you are set. And then next for grade 2s, we're playing 4 copies of Demonted Executioner. I debuted him in Shaharat Vampire's deck profile, and I figure he's really good. Now, his darkness ability is, yes, we're playing a little bit of darkness in his deck. Active darkness, for 1 turn. Counterblast 1. If the number of cards in your soul is 6 or more, this unit gets plus 2k. Until the end of turn. And if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets 3,000 power in a turn. So if the total number of cards in your soul is basically 16, let's just put it that way. Let's be really honest here. Like as long as you have up to 10 cards, you're gonna get both these effects. So eventually he's gonna get 5,000 power altogether. And then his auto skill is when his unit is placed on a rearguard circle, look at the top 7 cards in your deck and search for up to 1 card with darkness ability, and place it into your soul and then shuffle your deck. So he also does provide another lot of soul charging too. And on top of that, as long as you have 10 cards in the soul, he does gain 5,000 power from both skills. So 2,000 power from the 6 card deal, and a 3 card from the 10. So I think that's a bomb-ass thing. Next, finally, we're playing 3 copies of Blood Sacrifice Ruthven. Ruthven has been debuted also in my Shaharat deck, because the main theme was vampires. So Ruthven's ability is, choose a card from your hand and discard it. When this unit is placed on a rearguard circle, if you have a card soul that is 4 or more, if your soul contains 4 or more cards, you may draw a card and then soul charge 1. So in all truth, he does have the same ability as Happiness Collector. When she is placed in the soul, whenever a unit is called from the soul to rearguard in Pale Moon, you may soul charge a card and draw a card, but as long as you put her into the soul. However, with Ruthven, all you have to do is just discard a card from your hand. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. This is actually a very good thing to match up. And the best part about him is he does not require a generation break. So that's what's freaking awesome about him. So yeah, that's for my grade 2 lineup. And then finally we're playing for grade 3 is 4 copies of the classic Bladewing Reijy. And I know there's been a lot of people probably saying, like, playing the 10k Reijy is a bad thing. But if you look at it, he does need a power source for his older self. Or I'm going to call him the cross-ride Reijy. Because technically this is considered to be a cross-ride. But we all know what he does for Reijy. His continuous ability is, if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, this unit gets plus 2 critical. And then his auto skill is, when his unit is placed in a vanguard circle, choose one of your dark or regular rear guards, search for a deck for up to 3 cards with the same name as that card, put them to your soul, and shuffle your deck. So as long as you keep writing Reijy, you can add up the number of cards in your soul, depending on how many rear guards you have, whatever rear guards you have. And then finally we're playing 4 copies of the cross-ride Wings of Recurrence Bladewing Reijy. Reijy's ability, this one Reijy is the same, the soul ability. his auto skill is Soul Blast 15, which I know a lot of people does not know how to pull it off. Like, I even tried it, I couldn't pull it off. But you might be in luck if you can pull it off. Like, Soul Blast 15, when his unit attacks a Vanguard, if you have a Vanguard named Bladewing, if you have a card named Bladewing Reijy in your soul, you may pay the cost. And if you do, this unit gets plus 15,000 power, plus 2 critical until the end of turn. So unlike his first form, he only gets plus 2 critical as long as you have 15 or more cards in his soul. However, with the Cross-Ride Reijy, you Soul Blast 15 cards, and you get 15,000 power and plus 2 critical until the end of turn. So that is a fucking killer. And then his auto skill is from the soul, counterblast 1 and choose 3 cards from your hand and discard them. At the end of the battle that your Grade 3 Vanguard with Blade Wing in its name, not named Cross-Ride Blade Wing Reijy, we're just going to say it like that, attacked. If the attack did not hit during that battle, you can pay the cost. And if you do, write this card as stand. So you can basically do a superior Cross-Ride within the soul. And that is what I love about, Dark Irregulars, is that you can create any kind of power as long as you can provide soul charge. Like, it's a very killer thing. And I said killer two or three times because it is a fucking killer. So yes, I love it. I am not complaining about it. So now for G units, which we're all very happy to see. 4 copies of the main guy, Wings of Annihilation, Blade Wing Tibolt. And this card is a Devastator himself. And his skill is, when his unit is placed on a Vanguard circle, if you have a hard card with Blade Wing in its name, return all cards in your drop zone to your deck and shuffle your deck. Then, if the number of cards in your soul is 15 or more, and to the end of turn, this unit gets a continuous skill. All your rear guards get in the front row gets plus 10,000 power, and if not, soul charge 5. So that is actually a pretty good thing. Now, there's a rare thing that not one of us is going to have up to, 15 or more cards. Like, in the soul. So, in case that doesn't work, Soul Charge 5 is not really a bad thing. But, however, you can put all your cards back in your deck from the drop zone. So, you can keep using them again and again and again until you get that right amount. So, that is a killer. And that's what I like about Dark Irregulars. And people say Blade Wings are a terrible thing. Bitch, please. I've just seen them myself, and I'm loving it. Next, we're playing 4 copies of Abominable 1, Rais. This is the guy that everyone says that Blade Wings, is a terrible deck card. But yet this guy is roaming around like crazy. Mainly because there are some Dark Irregular fanboys out there who prefer Rais over Tibolt, which I think is bullshit. And now, Rai's ability is, for this turn, for one turn, choose a card face down named Rais and turn it face up. If the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets 10,000 power. If the number of cards facing in your G zone is 2 or more, it gets plus 1 critical. Then, if you have 15 more cards in the soul, your opponent cannot call any grade 1s or higher units from their hand to the Guardian Circle. So it does gain, as long as you have 15 more cards total, you get that skill. You get that 10k power boost, they get a glory skill, and he gets plus 1 critical. So that to me is just awesome sauce. And that's why he's essential at 4. Now, we're also playing 4 copies of Rebellious Retainer of Fresh Blood, Frederick. He's also, it said in his text that he's a human, but he looks more like a vampire. So we're going with vampire. But his skill is, choose a card from your hand and put it into your soul. This unit gets plus 1,000 power for each card in your soul until the end of turn. If the number of cards increase with this, if the total power increased with this effect, for his turn, during his turn is 10,000 or greater, all the rear guards in your front row gets 5,000 power, and this ability cannot be used for the rest of your turn. So for this turn, depending on how many cards you put in the soul with this ability, or if you have more cards, like more than 10 cards, and if that power reaches up to 10,000, your entire front row gets a plus additional 5,000 power. So there is a very big combination to find with this kind of ability. And then finally for grade 4, we're playing 4 G Guardians, Nighttime Gentleman Saint Germain. And I've started to advance my decks up to the full power of G Guardians with their own. And this one is, when placed on the Guardian Circle, if the cards in your soul is 10 or more, this unit gets 10,000 shield. And if there are cards in your soul 15 or more, choose any number of units, and to the end of turn, they get a resist ability. Resist. So, yeah, that is, to me, an awesome thing to have. And that's kind of why I'm loving it. So I recommend all of them. So yeah, guys, it concludes the Dark Irregular updated deck profile of the Blade Wing series. Or should I call this the Cross-White Blade Wing Reijy deck? I don't know. But yeah, that's what the deck profile is, guys. I hope you guys thoroughly like it. If you guys have any comments or something to say about it, please feel free to comment down below and tell me what you guys think about this deck profile and the thoughts about it. And do me a favor, guys. Check out my other deck profiles. Like, they're not all bad. Like, sure, they may be a little weird, but listen, you're talking to somebody who's fucking weird as hell. Anyways, guys, as always, there'll be a full deck list down in the bottom description down below. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think about the deck profile. And thank you guys for watching. I'm Siren Frost. Thank you for watching. And be sure to subscribe, like this video, thumbs up for it, or thumbs up. And yeah, all that good shit. So anyways, guys, till next time, bye!